Yesterday, President Joe Biden announced that in addition to the already established contracts for a variety of different vaccines, he is going to be directing the federal government to secure an additional 100 million doses of Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 single-shot vaccine. And we mentioned that it's the single-shot one because that means that 100 million doses is a very significant investment. It's a very significant amount. I mean, that's about a third of the entire US population could be vaccinated with that particular order. But in addition to that, since you've probably done some of the math yourself over the past few months, we've now ordered far more shots than would actually be required to vaccinate all of America even if we didn't have 30% of the country, which would rather be shot in the head than vaccinated because of what they've been told by Fox News, which means that we will have extra, which means that if the US has leftover vaccines, once every American has had the opportunity to get a jab, that's from The Independent, they're British. The Biden administration will share its inventory with the rest of the world, he announced yesterday. Bridget, what do you think about that?
I think it's the right move. So many other countries, I know that Mexico needs vaccines. Like, I definitely think it's the right move to share our surplus with other countries that need it, because as you said, this is a communicable disease. And so if we need everybody to get vaccines, we need everybody to be protected because they spread. It doesn't matter, borders don't work that way. The virus doesn't care about, where you live. That's how communicable diseases work. So I think it's definitely the right move. I'm very excited.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And look, in terms of making it slightly safer, let's say for Americans to travel abroad, you would want other areas to be vaccinated. Business is inherently international, so American businesses are going to be affected by how much COVID there is in other countries. So even if you were being like heartlessly pragmatic, for those reasons, I think it would be a good thing. Also, maybe would produce a little bit of goodwill, maybe could help to make up for a little bit of some of the horror that America has put out into various parts of the world over the past few decades. So I think that those would be good reasons. I would say, and I get that he's not gonna do this, I would say, couldn't we start doing that now? Like, I'm not saying take half or whatever, but couldn't we start sending some? I mean, we did a segment on, I think it was something like 25 different countries that hadn't had any vaccines administered yet. And I think Ghana had like 25, not 1,000, like 25 vaccines. Like, I feel like we could do some goodwill by sending it over there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's exactly right. I think that we do have a little bit of work to do in terms of repairing our reputation with the rest of the world. Like, let's be clear. And I think this could be a good first step, a good show of goodwill to the understanding that, yeah, we are a global economy and we're in this together. I think that you're exactly right. I think that could be a good way of fostering some of that goodwill that we might have lost over the last 4 years.
Yeah. The thing is, if he were to do that, like, he's not gonna do that. If he were to do that now, can you imagine what the Republicans would say if he sent the vaccine to Mexico or to Canada? Canada's probably gonna be fine. Oh my God, if he sent it to Africa, they would lose their minds.
I mean, it's so true. And the reason why that's so sad is that kind of Republican posturing and feet dragging and temper tantrums, it really does prevent us from being able to have productive, like, meaningful conversations about how we move forward, because you're exactly right. We would never be able to do this thing that could potentially be a good thing because Republicans would pitch a fit. So it's interesting how it often prevents us from being able to even have the conversation about what would move us forward.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.